Page 26, Indian Song. On page 26, they're not introducing a lot of new stuff. You'll look at it, you'll see some B flats in there. See the flat sign? Look at the third measure, the first line in the right hand. You have a C. By the way, you're in G position still. We've been in G position for a while. So you have a C, D, and then a B flat. So just come down, use the same fingers you'd use on the B, just B flat. And there's some other B flats in here too. You do it the same way. The other thing I want to point out here is the left hand. In the left hand you have the G and the D pretty much throughout. Sometimes the G isn't included, but that's it. A nice light wrist action here. It's a very small action. I'm exaggerating it for the camera, but it's really a small action because the melody's in the other hand, so you got to keep the left hand soft. But this gives me a chance to talk more about natural accents. A natural accent is an accent that happens naturally. Duh. And in any piece, in any measure, wherever it is, the strongest natural accent is the first beat of a measure. So then you feel these. I've heard piano teachers and people who know better play piano and they don't feel the natural accents. I can't tell where the measure is. I mean, bleh. So feel these on this. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You don't have to try and do it. Feel that. Then in 4/4 time, there's also another accent on the third beat. It's not as strong as the first, but it's there. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That type of thing, because it's like almost like walking. And see if you can feel that, and it. I'm exaggerating the accent because I want you to hear it. But feel the accent. Think 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you have to feel this. Don't force them. At the bottom of the page, there is a DC fine at the end of the last line, below the bottom staff, DC fine. They have a note at the bottom of what it means, and this is important. You'll see this a lot. The DC simply means go back to the beginning. Now, the letters stand for some Italian words that they da capo. Okay, fine, I told you. There you go. You got it. It's like a repeat sign, sort of. The al fine means to fine. So you go back to the beginning and go to fine. It's not fine, it's fine. It's Italian, fine. It means the end. Well, if you look at the end of the second line underneath the bottom staff, there's a fine there. Sometimes the fine is above the staves, sometimes it's below it, sometimes it's in the middle. It doesn't matter where it's at. The point is that's it. That's the spot. And so the roadmap, as I call it, the way we do this is we're going to go through and play all 4 lines, and then we go back up to the top and we'll play the first 2 lines again. That's the way it works. Also, notice at the end of the second line there is a thin and thick bar line. See, that's important because that's the symbol for the end of a piece. That's why it's there. That's what they're telling you. That's where you end. Now, you don't end it the first time. You got to go all the way down to the bottom. But you'll notice at the bottom they have just 2 bar lines. And that's a section break. We'll get more into these bar lines a little later, but just know that you got the 2 thin bar lines. That splits up a piece of music into multiple sections, like chapters of a book. And a thin and thick bar line, which tells you that's the end of a piece. It's also the end of a section. Some pieces are only in one section. Long pieces can have several sections. Yeah. And that's really all I have to point out here on this. I'm going to try it really, really, really slow, and I'd like you to play along with me just to check the notes and the rhythms. There's not a lot going on in dynamics. The first line is loud, second line's soft, third line's loud, fourth line's soft, just loud, this type of thing. That's the melody. Keep the left hand under it. So I'll give us 4 counts since it's a 4/4 time. I will play it together slowly. So you're in G position here, except I think you're going to be using B flats in the right hand. Oh, this should be good. 1, 2, ready, go.